But Reggie is, you know, he definitely understands, you know, if something comes near him. Just that distance and movement and shapes.
Wow.
So it looks really neat when it moves along. And you can see that it's kind of an extension of what lizards do, which is to kind of go like this and their feet go back and forth. But he's just kind of extended out instead of having a couple little legs and a couple more little legs. He doesn't have any legs, but he's got like 5 different coils. And the edges of his underside have scales go all the way across, and he tips his bottom, or his belly, kind of onto the edge so that it will pull on the carpet or whatever it's moving across, and will allow him to move forward. So if I touch his tail a little bit, usually, he says, why did you do that? You touched me. Well, there's Reggie the snake. Keep my eye on him, because you never know when he's all of a sudden going to decide that it's time to answer nature's call. It looks like it's probably okay so far. But I have had experiences where, you know, I have a whole bunch of little kids standing there and all of a sudden, they all run out, snake poop, snake poop.
So does he have different areas in your home where he goes on Sundays and then goes back?
Well, I take him into the, I have an area where there's a lot of sunlight that comes in through one of the windows. And sometimes I'll take him on the lawn, but I'm a little reluctant. He is very fast. If he gets going, I mean, I went into his cage yesterday and I left the light on in the morning. And then it was a really hot day, so he got up to about, or his cage got up to about 90 degrees. Man, he was just grease lightning. I went in there, I opened the door, and it went zoom, zoom, zoom. He went back and forth about 3 times. And I thought, well, I better cool him off before I even try and take him out, because, you know, I don't want him to get afraid. And the warmer they are, the more sort of attentive they are to their circumstances, and the more alarmable they are. In other words, they're a little more reactive. And I didn't want him to have a bad experience, and then, you know, later on, because I had one gopher snake one time who I was holding it, and one of my buddies brought his dog over, and the dog came by, and I said, hey, you want to see the snake? And then I asked the snake if it wanted to see the dog, and it bit the dog on the nose, but from then on, it would never let me even pick it up. Without kind of hissing at me, because it remembered that I had held it and got it near a dog. I guess it thought I was trying to feed it to the dog, which, you know, I mean, it had no way of knowing, and I didn't even think that the snake would, because, you know, I kind of view them as automatons. They don't really seem to be thinking a lot, but they obviously have some capability of learning.
Yeah.
And this, you know, that was one of those situations. So, you know, and the guys at the store, when you get one of these, like I bought him one day, and they said, well, you know, he was young and wiry and pretty fast, and he was gentle, but still he moved pretty quick. And they said, well, you know, just handle him a little bit, and he'll settle right down. And within a couple of handlings, you know, within about a week, he was just, you know, he'd wrap himself around my hand when I take him out of the cage. He just grabs onto me, and then I don't have to even think about it. I know he's not going to let go. I know he's not going to drop off, fall on the floor or something. If I set him down, if I'm sitting watching TV and he's around my neck, he'll stay around my neck until he gets around my arm, and he kind of progresses. You know, and he keeps a grip on one thing while he's moving to another thing until he finds that next thing. So, the life and times of the snake guy.